Hi everyone, welcome to this pick a card reading. The title of this video is What is Draining You? This pick a card reading is a timeless reading. It's specifically for those of you who identify as empaths, starseeds, lightworkers, those of you who are on a spiritual life path, spiritual journey, or if you're doing any kind of healing or energy work. We're just going to take a look at what is going on in your life just now. If there's anything that is draining you, where are you giving your power away? As well as looking at the relationships and people around you. Okay, so I have got 4 piles of cards here. We've got number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Just take a couple of minutes to take a couple of deep breaths and see what one kind of draws your attention. Could be that a number comes into your head or one of the piles looks more appealing than the others. I'll just give you a few moments to do that. I am time stamping this, so once you've picked your card you can just skip into the reading. Okay, and let's get started. I'll just start with pile number 1. Okay, so pile number 1, what is currently draining you? So your oracle card here is, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, but we've got higher learning. You have learned from this experience. More inner study is now required to further progress. So whatever is going on here in your life, everything that you're going through right now is part of your higher learning, is part of your soul journey. I'm getting Akashic records in here, so I feel like whatever is going on is kind of not fated, but is kind of like there's certain lessons that you're having to learn in this lifetime that have not been fulfilled from a past life. You have got Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. Look at that person like ascending. Okay, whatever you're going through right now, again, like we said, it is part of your higher learning. We will come back to these cards in a second. But your vibration is rising, and as your vibration begins to rise, there'll be certain people that cannot come with you on your journey. There'll be all your like attachments to people, relationships will be kind of shaken up. And if you are, raising your vibration, if you're going to a higher level, energetically, people that are on a lower vibration, they often can't stay in your life unless they begin to raise their vibration. And so that can sometimes look like um, it can look like arguments, people leaving your life. It might not be forever, they can always come back. Certain karma needs to play out within relationships, certain lessons need to be learned. You've also got playfulness here from the Romance Angels, and I drew from this deck just purposely for, not necessarily to look at like your romantic relationships, but your relationships as a whole. So they're saying playfulness to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. I feel this is about just being playful with life, like having fun, being childlike, um, doing what brings you joy. If you think back to being a child, what were the activities or the hobbies that you had that you really enjoy, that really kind of made you feel good? Um, these are what we should be tuning in on as we continue to raise our vibration. And if our energy is being drained, then we can use these particular activities to kind of build us back up, to kind of make us feel good again. Sometimes we need to take a little break from people. Like for this group specifically, I'm feeling like maybe we get really easily overwhelmed by people. And so that playfulness is that kind of recapturing your childhood, your hobbies, is a way for you to not be in isolation, but to kind of go into hermit mode and kind of like think things over without being too overwhelmed in your head. Because I feel like you maybe like relax but do a lot of thinking at the same time. I'm getting for some people like painting. Um, we're just going to look at your tarot cards as well. Now I have chosen the Gothic Tarot of Vampires here to specifically read your situation because this is a deck that I read intuitively rather than strict rules of tarot. And the reason that I do that is these cards are more kind of about your kind of psyche, your like the shadow work and kind of maybe things that are in your life that are maybe not so positive that maybe need to be brought into the light. So I'm trying to remember what this card is. I think it's the Sun. We have got the Chariot and we have got the Nine of Wands. So this Chariot card is a little bit aggressive. You can see that the whatever is going on in your life just now, I feel like the Chariot's all about movement, okay? Or sometimes it can be about decisions and moving forward in our life. I feel for a lot of you, you have got like a decision to make about a particular relationship or about a particular career goal, but I'm feeling very much it's about there's like a lot of conflict here. Um, there is a lot of conflict here, and I feel as if like whatever is happening in our life is based on either a decision that we maybe made from a place of anger. Okay, I feel like maybe like this decision was made from a place of anger and you've confronted someone, or I feel like there is like so much conflict here. So I feel like for many of you, you feel as if maybe you have like a relationship, a friendship, or something to a relationship at work for some of you as well has ended. But I feel as if like it was your emotions which caused you to react in the way that you do. I felt like you lost your sense of control here. And I feel like this is something that has been happening for you for quite some time. Like I feel like your emotions are definitely heightened, and it's almost like you're on like a bit of a roller coaster. I feel for this group that there's like maybe some depression and anxiety in the background, or maybe just like we've not been our usual kind of self. I'm getting this impulsive feeling like we maybe can't like control our feelings. And I feel like with the Sun card, you know, you see this kind of person like stay. Is this the Sun? I'm not sure if this is the Sun actually. I can't actually remember what number 20 is in the tarot, but anyway, I'm going to call it the Sun. I can't remember if it's that or if it's Judgment. It could be Judgment, but if you actually it might be Judgment. Um, anyway, the message that I'm getting, regardless of what this card is you see how this person is stepping out into the light, okay? And as this is this is like a tarot deck that is to do with vampires. It's kind of waiting to see if the person's going to be burned, or so I feel like this could be like a judgment is being called. Maybe some of you have got something to do with court in regards to this situation. I feel like maybe some of you are provoked, or you're maybe having to like face the music, face the truth about a certain situation because of your actions. And I feel like there is like this desire to change. Okay, I'm just getting here that this actually might not be you. This could be like the person that is in your life that maybe you're not speaking to just now, or that you are letting go of. I just got that in. That just came in there. Like, so some of you could be up against someone, maybe going to court. Maybe this person has really kind of done you wrong. There's been definitely maybe some physical contact. There's maybe been some aggression, but this is like facing the light, facing the truth. Whether this is you or the other person, it's like having to like really face the consequences of their actions. And I feel like, if this person isn't you, but is someone else. I feel very much that they are remorseful about what has happened, but this has been like the end of a cycle for this person and for you. And if you're going through that, it's really unfortunate that you are going through that. I feel like this person like needs to learn to they need help with their emotions. Um, I feel like for some of you, you could be dealing with someone who's got some addiction issues. Um, they are realizing that they can't do this alone, that they need some kind of help, that they've kind of really went too far. Again, some of you, this could be for you. Um, Remember, this is a general reading, so I am getting that this could be um, like facing the truth of a situation. It's interesting that we have the Nine of Wands here, and typically I see the Nine of Wands as, when someone is kind of putting barriers up around themselves, um, like they're kind of scared to kind of step out of the wall that they've built up around themselves. And I feel like um, this could be in relation to this person that we're just talking about, or it could be in relation to yourself. But it feels like there is a disconnect between the emotions and connections with others, relationships with others. I feel like for some of you, it could be like your relationships are all or nothing. They could be pretty intense, they could be pretty passionate, but there is this feeling of, I feel like there could be regret from both sides that this relationship is over. Um, you see here it's as if this man is kind of, we look at the picture, we assume that this person here might be this woman who is kind of grown old and died, and this could be the vampire here, and he's kind of saying goodbye. Because he's kind of outlived this person. So in a sense, it's like learning to let go of that relationship, learning to step out of things. I do feel this is more about connections within relationships, displaying emotion, being true about our feelings, um, really kind of struggling with intimate relationships. So I feel like this, whatever relationship this applies to, I feel like this is the end for this relationship. And really like healing needs to be done for both parties here, right? So this could be like a karmic, whatever type of relationship this was, whether it was a like romantic relationship, a friendship, co-worker, whatever has happened, like this has happened for a reason, and it's both of you need to heal from this. Both of you have got different lessons that you need to learn. And like I said with this card at the beginning, it's all about your higher learning, and you have learned from this experience. More inner study is now required to further progress. And you're raising your vibration, you're stepping away from this. Okay, so this kind of situation is no longer going to plague you. I feel like for some of you, like you are making that decision to walk away. It might pain you to do so because you maybe see this person's soul, and you know deep down that they are a good person, that they are like this is not really who they are, but you can't continue to live your life with toxic behavior. um yeah, so I feel like for some of you, you're learning to kind of have fun again, like not to be so fearful, not to kind of, you know, you're trying to get that rest, and you're trying to just enjoy things that are going to make you feel good. Um, so where do you need protection? What is draining you? I feel like this relationship has been draining you, and I feel like it's now over. So I feel like for you, you need to cut the cords with this person. Um, cut the cords with this person. I have a cord cutting exercise that I on YouTube that I done like a couple of months ago. I'll link that in the description below. If you want to take a look at that, it's all about kind of just cutting the energetic cords between you and another person. I would also recommend just calling in Archangel Michael to help with the cord cutting and to heal, to help keep this person at a distance from you. I feel like there's like a lot of blue in this card, so we need to start speaking our truth. We need to start speaking up for ourselves, and remember that like the more you practice raising your vibration, practice feeling good, that these people that are within like a lower vibration, or these lower vibration circumstances, they can't really reach you if your vibration is higher. Yeah. I would also look at kind of grounding your energy for those of you that are kind of maybe feeling really restless, okay? And I feel like you can also do that through the activities as well. So that is all I've got for group 1. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, leave me a comment if it resonated below. I also have an energy protection series specifically for empaths, lightworkers, starseeds, those of you who are on a healing journey or a spiritual journey, and it's all about protecting your energy. I uploaded that last night. You can take a look at that. I'll have new videos I'm aiming to do a video every couple of days. Go check that out, and I look forward to seeing you all later. Bye. Okay, those of you who picked pile 2, let's get into your reading. We have got Dharma unfolding. Remember that you're on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. I went into group 1's oracle cards first, and then done the tarot, but I think I might do it the opposite way this time. You've got finances and career from the romance angels. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. And as I was just explaining to group 1, I have picked the romance angels deck just to focus on all relationships, not necessarily like your romantic relationships, but we also have the age of light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. That's quite a spiritual card, like it reminds you of Egypt. So definitely some past life stuff going on here. Okay, what have you guys got from the you have for the Gothic Tarot of Vampires? You've got the Four of Cups. You have got the Ace of Swords, and you have got the Page of Cups. So I'm just going to go into your tarot first. Okay, so you've got the Page of Cups. Okay, so Page of Cups here, you see this woman that is looking in the mirror, and this just reminds me of those, like, not when you're a teenager, I mean, like, the page is typically the youngest in the suit of cups. Usually represents someone who's kind of, I wouldn't say it's all about being immature, but kind of like a teenager type thing. And this just the way that she is kind of looking at herself in the mirror here, you see that she's kind of painting her face with colour. It looks as if she is very kind of image focused and she wants to kind of fit in. That's the kind of feeling that I get from this card. This is about making sure that you're fitting in with a particular group. I get the feeling that maybe like those of you who have chosen this group, this is something that you maybe struggle with as an empath, starseed, lightworker, whatever kind of titles that you identify with. I feel like fitting in, I feel like on a surface level you maybe fit in, but underneath you really struggle with this kind of feeling that you belong. You feel like you kind of struggle with fitting in socially. I feel like it feels like you watch from a distance, you know, the people around you, and it's like you're kind of, I feel like you maybe do like a lot of people watching, but you like to study people, and watch their kind of actions, their behavior, how they interact with people, and kind of like wondering like either why you can't do that, or what it's like, you know, not to be connected to something else. Like how do these people like walk about and interact with each other without this kind of knowledge about other things, like spiritual things, like realizing that there is more to this world than what we currently realize. And so I feel as if it's really difficult for you to find your place in the world, and I feel like you sometimes push yourself into relationships or situations with particular groups where you feel like you need to conform, or you feel like you maybe need to make yourself, I don't want to say look good, but like I feel like there is this need for, I need to belong, and I need to, I feel like for some of you, like there's like a need for validation. I feel like we're needing validation. Um, we don't feel whole, we don't feel comfortable completely expressing our own individuality. Okay, this is something that we've maybe been working on, as like self-confidence and like being clear on who we really are. Um, the Ace of Swords here, you see, like Ace of Swords is usually about kind of new ideas, communication, that type of thing. But like for when I see this card, this looks like um it's kind of uncertain whether the man has kind of fallen with the sword or if he has injured himself on purpose. It's kind of hard to see, but it feels as if like whatever actions you've been taking here, I feel like it's kind of like being like a double-edged sword, or whatever actions you've been taking have led you to kind of fall in a sense. Like I feel like you never seem to come out on top. Um, I feel like you're always wounded, and I'm wondering if like the sword here is representation of other people's kind of, you know, thoughts and feelings towards you. Like I feel like you might be quite sensitive, and that other people's words really cut you. I feel like maybe you are focusing like so much on what other people are thinking that you really struggle with you know, showing up as this person that you want to be, like the real you, instead of the you that is trying to conform and fit in. And that takes up a lot of energy. That takes up a lot of energy. See, when we're not being true to ourselves and we're not fully in alignment with who we are, that causes us to leak energy, and the amount of time that we spend thinking about other people and thinking about, you know, what other people are thinking, it is very exhausting. So I feel like for you guys, it's kind of like Four of Cups here. You see these hands holding it, like are being held out with an offering here, and it looks like it's some sort of temptation. And you see this, it looks like this woman, it looks like a woman, she's kind of turning her back to them. She's ready to walk through this door into this light. So I feel as if like this is taking a step to realize, like you're getting like a sense of who you really are, and you're realizing like where it is that you really belong, and it's not within this kind of group of people. It could be like a work environment as well for some of you, or a relationship. But I feel like every time you try, um, you know, you fall, and it just you're starting to realize that this is just no use to you anymore, and that you need to walk away from this. I also I feel like for maybe some of you who are watching this, this might be in relation to college, university, or school. There is this feeling of peer pressure here, or being involved in some type of group. Um, because this is a protection kind of reading, I'm kind of feeling like maybe some of you could be involved in a coven, or some sort of religious, not so much a religious group, but I feel like you may be kind of moving in circles with people who are maybe interested in the metaphysical, new age, that type of thing. But whatever is kind of going on here, there seems to be this temptation, this lure in, and it looks as if you're trying desperately to walk away from that. I'm also seeing for some of you that there's drugs involved here. Okay, some of you are walking away from unhealthy addictions, unhealthy vices like drugs, alcohol, things that are maybe like distracting you from your true potential. I do feel as if this particular group of people are very negative. So I feel like you may be experiencing some type of backlash from walking away, whether that is kind of, I'm seeing kind of stuff written on social media, so it could be that you're seeing some things online about yourself. Um, or maybe you have had some text messages or some kind of mild harassment, but I also feel as if there's like an energy push here. Someone's maybe trying to push their energy on you because you're deciding that you want to kind of move away from this. And I feel as if that's really where you're needing this protection. Yeah, so this is where you're needing your protection. You're really needing to kind of, the thing that is draining you here is the people that you have been allowing into your life and the kind of circumstances around them, that it's really kind of draining your energy, and it's leaving you open and vulnerable to not just the physical harm but emotional harm and some spiritual harm as well. So what's really interesting here is the age of light. You've been training for this for lifetimes, so I feel like whatever this is, I feel like it is part of your spiritual journey. And the thing that it gets me here, like if I am doing some protection work in myself where I really need to put protection on someone, I envision them in this big pyramid of light, and it says you've been training for this for lifetime. So I feel like your higher self um, knows exactly what to do. I feel like the person that you really need to be is your higher self, right? You know, forget like try to fit in or build an image. Be your higher self. Be the best version of you. Um, I feel as if you have got a natural ability to connect with the divine, to connect with source energy, to receive messages. So some of you could be a natural medium, or have really strong psychic abilities. So what you're needing to do here is you need to take yourself off to meditate and to download the information that you need to protect yourself. Yeah, so I feel like you're needing to do some studying on really protecting your energy. Excuse me. Perhaps you need to kind of envisage yourself in that triangle of light, calling your angels, calling your spirit guides, and just know that this, whatever this is, like you can defend yourself against this. Finances and career are coming up in your relationship. So I feel like whatever has been going on with this group of people or whatever it is that you're walking away from right now, I feel like it's been taking like your finances and your career has been taking a direct hit. So I feel as if this could be related to work or study. Um, I feel as if you will recover your finances. I feel like you just need to step out of the situation, and it's going to be a case of raising your vibration. Um, because all this kind of stuff has been kind of pulling you down, and as it pulls you down, like you're not attracting the same amount of success to yourself. I feel very much that there's like this idea of going off and doing something on your own, For some of you, I feel like this is like going solo, like maybe self-employed, or maybe like taking yourself out of a job or work situation because it's no longer serving you. And I feel as if that will be beneficial to you. It may take a little while to get kind of started, to kind of get the ball rolling, but trust me that it is better to do this than to be in this situation, because there's no amount of money that's worth that type of energy drain. What's really interesting here is that the woman is in red, which is related to the root chakra, which is all about kind of finances and stability. But also kind of like getting clear on your sense of self, getting clear. I feel like for you as well, like you also need to ground. You need to really ground your energy. And you have got Dharma unfolding. Remember that you're on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. I feel like this is related back to the self-image here, but also to do with what you're walking away from. You know, you're walking away from something here that is not serving your highest good, and instantly you're going to feel that sense of relief that as soon as you do that. But remember, like this, like discovering who you really are, that's a process. Being comfortable with yourself, that's a process. It doesn't happen overnight, and it is like a learning curve. So just remember that this is a path. Don't be hard on yourself and just take it one day at a time. Sometimes you just have to exist minute to minute. On some days when things do seem really bad or they seem crippling, that you just cannot, you don't know how you're going to get through the rest of the day if this is something that you're really struggling with. But I feel as if like it's about being in the present moment and just dealing with that present moment at that time. For you guys, protection wise, I'm going to suggest some cord cutting from this group of people. I definitely think you should be looking at some kind of protection around your home, around your kind of auric field. I feel as if you should be scanning for energetic cords that are connected to these people. I feel like there's some psychic vampirism going on here. I will be doing some videos on psychic vampires over the next kind of week or so. I have just started releasing videos for my psychic protection series, which is specifically designed for empaths, starseeds, lightworkers, anybody that's on a spiritual journey, on how to kind of protect their energy and things that they should be aware of. I will link some of those videos in the description down below. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and leave me a comment, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye. Hi, group 3. So, what is draining you just now? Where do you need to focus in terms of spiritual protection? Oracle cards, you have got Joan of Arc, Voice of Truth. Stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution, and speak your truth. At heart-to-heart conversations, honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Okay, so this is all about kind of communication, or kind of speaking your truth. You've also got get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. Okay, look, you can see like how strong, like see there, that is kind of like, that little light is kind of between the heart and the throat there. I feel as if that's like a really strong indication that you need to be kind of speaking from the heart. Let's see what is going on in your life. We've got 9 of Swords, 10 of Cups, and we have got the World. So it looks as if we've got some type of I feel like this is more to do with a relationship for you guys, or maybe like I feel like for some of you, you could be in a relationship that's on or kind of on and off. Um, it could be that you've just recently left someone, or they've kind of left you, and now you're kind of wondering how you're going to like how you're going to do this on your own is what I'm feeling. Okay. So I do feel as if relationships are at the forefront of your mind. You've got this Nine of Swords here, and you can see here that and the Nine of Swords is typically about our own kind of like anxiety, fears, stuff that's kind of keeping us up at night. Usually it's a result of our own fears, but in this kind of card here, you see there's a vampire and he's chained and the woman is sitting in front of him. So it's kind of like he it's almost kind of like he wants to attack her. He wants to be aggressive towards her, and then she's just kind of sitting there. So I'm wondering if this is kind of like for you, this could be like facing your fears. This could be like actually kind of sitting down with someone and laying down your boundaries, laying down what you want to say to this person without fear of repercussions, okay? Without fear of them. What I'm kind of feeling is that this person may react in a way that they may cut you off or they may walk away from the relationship. I feel like this is quite volatile, okay? Um, I'm getting for some of you, this could be related to a domestic abuse kind of situation. What is interesting here, you've got the angel in the background with the sword, and that immediately makes me think of Archangel Michael kind of cutting the cords between you and someone else. These chains could be like cords. But also kind of bringing in the protection. You're needing to face this person, whoever this is, who is. I feel like some of you, this person has hurt you. I did get kind of court for group one. Some of you may be facing court, and I feel like this for this group as well. This could be facing someone who is very volatile, who is very aggressive. Um, but I feel like you don't really need to worry anymore. The interesting thing is like we have the Ten of Cups here, and the Ten of Cups is usually about kind of like having what you really want, like in terms of relationships, like satisfaction within a relationship. It's typically representative of like the man, the woman, and the two kids, like the family, the stereotypical family unit. But in this card here, it is represented by the vampire. This looks like a priest, and this looks like someone that's kind of helping someone. So it looks as if I feel as if like this is about you. Ten of Cups is not always about relationships with other people, but it can be about having that sense of completion within yourself. I feel as if this is you being given the help that you need, okay? Because I feel like whatever has happened to you with this person, um, you could have like a happily ever after with this person, but it would be volatile as hell. It would be energy sucking. It would be no good for you. And I feel like this is you kind of getting back on your feet and kind of um becoming more grounded, protected, kind of safe from harm. We've also got this card, the World, here, and this is like for some of you, I do feel as if there could be a baby involved. For some of you, I feel like you could be taking a step to be a single parent. Because of this type of relationship. Remember, this is a general reading, so this is not going to resonate with everyone. But the baby could also be representative of a new beginning, like stepping away from someone who is violent, who is very negative, no good for you. And look how serene she looks, look how fulfilled. Um, so I feel like this is you kind of stepping away and realizing that you're so much stronger than what you give yourself credit for. For some of you, I feel as if it might not necessarily be the relationships. as such, but I feel like the vampire in this card could be a representation of energy, and you feel like because you're so empathic, like you need to kind of face like whatever is draining you in life. This could be like you stepping into your power, like working with your angels regularly, cutting your cords, standing up to be this empath who, although feels everything, is taking the steps to become more powerful and stronger, empowered, to not be this person, to like use the resources that they have, but not to be this person who's constantly wounded, but to be this strong um, healer, to be this empowered version, that to be basically your higher self. So there's a few messages in that for different people. Um, let's look at these. So you have got get grounded, empaths, highly sensitive, connect with nature. So for those of you who have picked this group, I strongly feel that you will be an empath. Um, you will be highly sensitive and you will feel people's energy. I feel like you can pick up easily like what people are thinking and feeling straight away. And that has a tendency to bombard you. Do you know what's really interesting? Look at the way this woman is kind of sitting in this picture, and look at this one here. So this is definitely about being really empowered. This is about kind of gaining strength. Um, it says connect with nature here. If you look here, that this woman's kind of like she's kind of like sitting on like a rock. It looks like she's kind of sitting on like a rock bed here, but like she's got the water just beneath her. So I feel like for some of you, you need to kind of like be near water, maybe like a lake, or like, going to like the seaside, getting in touch with the water. I feel like for a lot of you, water calms you, but also walking in the woods, like it just makes your head feel clear again, makes you feel really grounded. I will be uploading a video on how to ground yourself for empaths, so that you can like reconnect with like Mother Earth. And when you ground yourself, it's like you can give all that, see all that energy that you're picking up on, that you're feeling, that you're carrying around with you, you can give it back to the earth, where it'll be transmuted, and you can like pull up um through the soles of your feet. You can pull up that motherly love, that comfort, that strength, that calmness, to really, get yourself feeling stable again. You've also got what is really interesting, this heart-to-heart conversation. Honestly, discuss your feelings with each other. Whatever is going on in the cards here, I feel like you are definitely 100% needing to speak your truth here. Um, just make sure that you can do this in a safe way. I feel like for some of you, you may be doing it through like a court system, or you may have someone in place to help you with that, like a mediator. But you've also got Joan of Arc, voice of truth, stay strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution, and speak your truth. So that's like a really strong message. And there's like the sword again here. Like this is really like a strong message that you need to be like. I feel like you need to be working with Archangel Michael, to definitely cut the cords between you and others and keep yourself safe. So ask him for protection. If you want to know more about kind of spiritual protection, working with angels, cutting cords, I am currently releasing my energy protection video series on YouTube. There'll be a video every couple of days, with discussing different types of phenomena with regards to spiritual protection, but also kind of like how to ground yourself, how to cut energetic cords, all that kind of stuff. And I'll link some of those down below in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, leave me a comment down below, let me know if it resonated, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Hey group 4, welcome to your reading. So we're asking today what is draining you and where you need your focus to be with regards to protection. So you have got, from the Oracle cards, you've got Lord Ganesh, Infinite Abundance. Obstacles are being removed, spiritual support and connections are increasing. You have got Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts and past lives. From the Romance Angels, you've got Flirt, extend your light-hearted energy to others. And from your Tarot cards, you have got the Ten of Wands, Four of Wands, and the Eight of Cups. So, I'm going to start with the Tarot cards. Interesting thing about this is that the wands are particularly to do, in traditional tarot, the wands are particularly to do with like your passions in life, action, energy, and they can represent your career as well. The Four of Wands is usually about union and stability, whether that's a relationship or like something financial. I read these cards slightly different because they're not designed to be read like normal tarot, so I read these ones intuitively. So it's kind of hard to work out what looks as if what has been happening here is that it looks as if this person in the chair, this looks like this person has committed some kind of suicide. So it looks as if like they have unleashed themselves from some type of life contract. That's what I'm seeing. So it looks as if this is like the end of their mortal life contract. I feel like this is symbolic for you, that you are perhaps walking away from something. It could be that you're walking away from a marriage. It could be that you're walking away from some type of steady employment. Excuse me. With regards to doing something different, you're walking away from something that you're struggling to say goodbye to. That's what I get from this. I feel like there's a lot of remorse and wondering if whatever this person represents here, whether it is like a marriage, a friendship, or a career, you're wondering if you could have saved it. That is what I'm feeling. You're wondering as if you could have done enough. Like this kind of guy here looks as if he's really remorseful, as if like, oh, I didn't get here in time. Or maybe I didn't pick up the signs. I feel like that's how you perhaps feel about your current situation. Like, could I have saved it? Could I have done more? So I feel as if there's like a kind of regret from that. We have got the Ten of Wands and we've got the Eight of Cups. I feel like if you can see it, like this Eight of Cups is like, you see like one hand on top of the other here. It looks as if like this is some kind of deal or pact. So it looks as if like this person that's laying their hands here is kind of like, do I put my hand on top of the others or do I remove it? And I feel like this is exactly where you are with regards to perhaps your relationships, because this is kind of to do with cups. So it looks as if like you're asking yourself, am I kind of putting the effort in or am I kind of taking myself out of it? And I feel very much with this Ten of Wands, you're kind of taking yourself out of it, because I feel like you're feeling kind of bound to, I feel like you feel really bound to your finances. I feel like not just your finances, but probably your relationship as well. It feels as if it could be that money is a factor in your relationship just now. And whatever it is, it feels as if you feel bound to this particular lifestyle that you're leading, but you feel like you've got no other choice but to go ahead and just face it on your own. It looks as if I feel like there's just like a lot of uncertainty here. I feel as if perhaps the people that are around you are maybe not as honest as what they could be. Like, I'm sensing that there's some kind of, just don't feel like this is like a good group of people. I just feel like there's like a lot of kind of energy here where someone's not being honest, kind of deceitful, and so this kind of ending is kind of like relief, but I feel like you're having to take the consequences of walking away, whatever that may be. What is interesting is that you have got the card Unbound, so it's releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past life. So I feel like whatever is going on here, you're unbinding yourself from that, you are separating from that, you're going your own way. And in doing so, you are releasing the lessons that you have had to learn within this particular connection. I feel like this is definitely to do with like protection. I feel like this is you setting yourself free. I feel like the people around you are definitely kind of some sort of psychic vampires. People who are maybe like, I don't feel like they mean to be like that, but maybe they're leeching onto you. Okay, maybe draining you of money, draining you your time, and just feeling you just can't get anywhere. I feel like these kind of women have, they're trying to fly. They've got these kind of cords trapped to them. And from that, I would say that you really maybe need to kind of cut cords with the people that are involved in this situation. Because I feel like it's like a karmic situation that's kind of keeping you here. To get out of this, to kind of like start getting out of this negative pattern, you've got the energy of flirt. It says extend your light-hearted energy to others, and what I feel that means, I feel as if it doesn't necessarily mean flirting in the sense of like flirting to be like romantic, but I feel like as if it's about being playful and mischievous and very, like it says, light-heartedness, so light-hearted energy, being in that light-hearted energy, being like getting back to how you were perhaps before all this happened. If you were someone that was quite spontaneous and kind of quirky, that kind of thing. So it's asking you to get back to your natural state, which is going to raise your vibration. And this is what's going to help you overcome this negative energy and these negative people. I do see for some of you that you're maybe like walking away from the relationship and you're maybe like putting yourself into like a new situation with someone that maybe isn't quite serious. Maybe it could just be like a bit of sex. But what I want to kind of warn you here is just be careful of the codependence, because I feel like there was like a lot of codependency in this situation that you're walking away from, and you don't really want to repeat the same energy again with someone else. So just be really mindful of that as you walk away and you unbind yourself. I feel as if you are attracting abundance. And it says obstacles are being removed from your life, spiritual support and connections are increasing. What is interesting is that sometimes the way I look at spiritual awakenings is that we don't just have like one spiritual awakening. Like I feel like we go through several, it's kind of like steps in a ladder or like a staircase. And like you'll go through one to get to one level, and then like you'll need to kind of like take steps up to go to the next one. And when you're taking the steps to go to the next level, it's kind of like as you climb that staircase, it's like things begin to shake. Things begin to shake up in your life, and you can't keep the same things that have kind of been in your life. If you're moving to the top, either they need to come with you or they need to go, and that tends to be what happens. But I do feel as if like whatever is going on here, these people don't really want to let you go, or this person doesn't want to let you go, so you need to kind of work on cutting your cords here and doing some protection. If you want to see more information about spiritual protection, cutting cords, working with your angels, psychic vampires, all that kind of stuff, I am currently releasing my Psychic Protection series, which is specifically designed for empaths, starseeds, lightworkers, anyone who's on a spiritual journey, going through a spiritual awakening, or doing any kind of energy healing work. And I will have a new video every couple of days. So if you like this video, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.